look so uncool doing that. What's up, everybody? Didn't even do my hair tonight. You can see I have a fresh haircut. Shout out to Razor Bar in Collegeville. What's up, everybody? Yeah, the eve of the big announcement. Tens of people in the Delaware Valley want to know what I'm going to say tomorrow. A lot of people guessing. Sorry, Michael Richmond. I didn't get on here until late, and I was just chatting it up with Delco Steve before we came on, and I said, yo, it's 9:06. We got to get going. Because people will start complaining. Because the one time, Delco Steve, we actually did 10 minutes of the show, and I didn't press live. We weren't even on. And I did. I threw my fastball. I was like, yeah, that was a good start to the show. And it's like, oh, shit, we're not even on right now.
Let's not do that again.
No, we're on. We're live.
We live, we hot.
We live, we hot. A lot of people guessing. Oh, no, I actually have somebody from where I'm going to be working calling me right now, but I am on the air.
I'll understand.
So a lot of guesses. John and Herb, 97.5 the mornings. I would do that. Absolutely. Are you kidding me? Herb, what could possibly go wrong? Just let me send the message real fast. So what's good with you? Did you have a good weekend there, Delco Steve?
Yeah, had another, little melancholy weekend with my boys of Florida State getting absolutely.
How about that loss?
Ireland. Freaking terrible. But no, I had a wedding Friday night. That was a good time. Had golf Sunday morning, and then had a day of fantasy drafts.
Awesome. That sounds like a weekend in late August there, Delco Steve.
Can't complain. Saturday was nice and relaxing. You know, did some stuff around the house. Nothing crazy.
I did see Harry Mays also. He promoted that he has something going on. It is not with me. Believe me, I would love to be able to tell you that Harry and I are teaming up, but that is not the case.
Bringing it back?
Yeah, listen, man, I not from lack of trying, that's for sure. But people just don't have the same kind of vision as us. My OnlyFans page going live tomorrow. It's already live. Yep, Harry Backs and
the Feed Finder page is coming tomorrow.
Harry Backs and Cracks is what it's called. You always see me from behind, and it's Harry.
Do you have to send royalties to Nick Foles if that's the?
I don't. But that's how people know it's me. So that's why I only do it to certain markets. I do it outside of the Delaware Valley, because you can see it's me.
I can't see too many grown men with Harry Backs and Nick Foles tattoos are out there.
FS1 new lineup. Danny Parkins, who worked in Chicago on 670 The Score, and I hate to be a hater because I'm not. Well, I am, but for the most part, for people that work in the media, radio, or whatever, I don't really like to criticize because it's not easy, despite what people think out there. Not an easy job, and like people, I like hosts. I don't like other hosts. I like shows. I don't like other shows. This Danny Parkins dude that was on The Score in Chicago, and I'm sure he's a nice guy. I have nothing personal against him. I've never met him. He's a Syracuse guy. That'll tell you if you work in radio or TV, you know what that means. Syracuse people think very highly of themselves. But you can actually get, maybe I've told the story on here, Steve, but you can get 670 The Score in Chicago on AM. They don't have an FM sports station in Chicago, go figure. But so you could actually get
the biggest city in the country.
Yeah, and they have 2 AM sports stations. It's because they sound like AM stations. They both blow. But so it was Danny and Matt Spiegel afternoons. And like I said, like their show's fine, whatever. I don't really care about it. But you can get 670 The Score on the radio in Philadelphia. Like literally the AM, in the summer, when I would get off work at 6 o'clock, because it's an hour difference, I could catch their 5 o'clock hour if it was clear out. And I just like that's the kind of loser I am. I surf the AM dial and see what I can find. Legit. And they had Zach Berman on when he was working. I don't know if he was paper or what he was doing at the time, but they had Zach Berman on, and they did a segment killer. The segment killer is you're more or less, I'm going to bring on this guest for 20 minutes, and that's going to be the segment. And then we'll go to commercial and then whatever. The problem with having a guest on, and every single piece of research will tell you that if you're doing any more than 8 to 10 minutes with a guest, people are tuning you out. So when you look at the data, you will see, because the way radio ratings work is the people that are panelists, you can see exactly when they're leaving and what they're doing, if they're going to another station, if they just arrived at home. Like if people get home and they turn off the car, there's nothing you could do about that. They're home. But if people are switching you off, it's because they're not liking what they hear, or they're like a commercial. So a lot of times you'll see it'll be like, I bet that's a commercial break. And you'll see, you went to commercial, people surf, right? So this is the 5 o'clock hour too. And I like Zach Berman a lot. Zach's great. But they did a 20-minute interview with Zach Berman. I mean, a freaking Philly, because they wanted to know if Justin Fields was the next Jalen Hurts. Because do you know what I mean? Because like took that step, and Justin Fields was like their guy, their young guy or whatever. They spent 20 minutes. And it was one of these interviews where it's like 14 minutes in, and there's like a pause in between Zach's answer and whatever host that's like trying to come up with a question to ask, because they're not even paying attention at that point. This fucking guy got a job on FS1 working with Craig Carton in the morning, and he was co-hosting for Colin Cowherd. Maybe he's going to be great at TV. Take one look at him. He doesn't have a face for TV, that's for sure. And
I think I saw the highlights of him going in.
Like, I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's a professional. He didn't do well in the ratings in Chicago. That show didn't do well in the ratings. All right. And you know what? Nick Wright never was a full-time radio host in Houston, and they plucked him, and he's been successful. Who's the other name? Colin Cowherd. Cowherd, he didn't have great radio success before ESPN hired him nationally. Cowherd's the best in the business for my money, right? And he sees something in this dude. But anyway, it just pissed me off to no end, because I was seeing him getting these things, and I would actually text Jack Fritz, and I'd be like, what what? What is this? Like, I don't get it. But congratulations to him. As whatever. What are you drinking? You drinking a bottle of Absolute?
Just a bottle of water.
Oh, all right. Looks like a bottle of Absolute the way you were first drinking.
Brought this home from the trip. My new house water.
Oh, so that's from Portugal.
Yep.
So that was in the hotel, and you stole it?
Yep. I paid for it. It's fine.
Oh,
I don't know if they reused them or not, but
for sure. What do you think, they throw them out?
Who knows?
The whole point of having it.
I had about 15 in my room by the time we left. So
is that right?
They got plenty back.
Oh,
dude, Europeans do not drink water at all. Like, it makes no sense. They run on coffee and cigarettes.
So I saw you put, I think it was social media, that you put something out about that. So no one's drinking water. Yeah, there are a lot of cigarette smokers. They didn't get they don't have the Surgeon General in Europe that tells you not to smoke cigarettes. Especially when you were in Italy too, so everybody's smoking cigarettes.
Oh, everyone's smoking cigarettes. The guy in the freaking toll booth was smoking cigarettes.
Really?
Yeah, he was not happy with me. I screwed up the toll, and €100 ticket later, but not the point. But yeah, he was sitting there smoking a cigarette while he's yelling at me in Italian. I'm like, this is fun.
Smoking a cigarette right in the toll booth.
Yep. Him and his buddy.
So does every restaurant have smoking in the restaurant?
Outside, definitely.
Outside, gotcha.
Outside, definitely. Inside, I didn't notice it as much. We didn't even sit inside too many places. Now I think about it.
No.
It
was so nice.
Yeah.
Out there, huh?
Yeah, everywhere we sat, or it was like it was open, or if like it was inside, like all the windows were open and everything like that. So wide open concept.
I'm not having. Go ahead, finish.
But no, I was just saying, the water thing. It's just nuts. It's like, no, like we were dehydrated from day one, because like I drink, I don't know, 100 ounces of water a day or something like that, and it's like to go from that to like, oh, I got a 12-ounce bottle was a miracle.
And they're drinking coffee, so they're further dehydrating their bodies, and they're not drinking water on top of it.
I was drinking it out of the spigot at that point. I didn't even care. Just like anything I get my hands on, I'll drink it.
Yeah, people complain about America all the time, but we're hydrated. That's for sure, Ducko Steve. We may not have a lot of natural water left. So I can shoot this down right now. I love making babies, but I am not having another. I'm not having another child. Nope. Not having another child. And you know what? Like my sister-in-law, they had their daughter's almost 1, and I watch her a little bit. She's great. I love her. But my 3-year-old right now, dude, is I would jokingly say that like I know what my oldest is a sweetheart. She's going to take care of me. My middle girl is a real spitfire. She'll probably live in California and be like an engineer or something. What's going to make or break me is my third. And right now, brother, she's breaking me. Like
I thought it was the terrible twos, not. I thought it was supposed to be good after the twos.
You know what? That is, you learn quickly that is not usually the case, or it hasn't been the case with me, because like my middle girl, she was tough. She wasn't like this. They always listen to me. They always listen. They never did what this child does. She doesn't listen to anything that I say. And I'm not allowed to like put her in timeout, because that's not what you're allowed. That's not what you do in 2024.
No.
You don't put them in timeout. So I'm like, well, what do you do? Well, you talk to them and ask them why they're doing that. Or ask her why she punched me in the eye when I was trying to take her to the bathroom. I closed fist right in the eye, cheap shot. It hurts so bad. Why everything that I do, she doesn't listen. Everything. Bed.
You turn around, you get the pillow and you knock her on her ass.
Oh my God, dude. I try so hard. But anyway.
Teach the lesson of screw around and find out.
Bro, she's breaking me right now. She really, really is breaking me. What else do we have?
I have no idea. Do not take advice from me. I have no clue on. I run away from little kids because I don't know what to do with them.
Well, you will be. I can see some babies popping out relatively soon with you two lovebirds. Couple of years. I'll give it.
We'll see. There's no timetable on that.
By the way, the announcement will be at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So if you're wondering, just I will definitely put it on around 10 o'clock, probably closer to 10:30. So yes, so just look for it on social media. I'll put it out there. I'll definitely be doing something live with it. I'm writing Herb's book. Yes, but that's not what this is.
Ghost author.
Yes, I'm writing it for him. So he's just going to come over and we're going to write the book. We're not leaving. I'm going to lock myself in a bedroom. We're not leaving until it's written. Do you imagine doing that? So we have that.
Do you really want to be locked in a bedroom with her?
No one can do it. I'd rather be with my 3-year-old. This is the first child that I literally
all bruised.
Like I was
black and blue.
I was saying to my wife, I'm like, I've never wanted to put my children in daycare before. I've always been like, no, the last thing I want to do is put them in daycare. I understand when you work and you have to put them in daycare, like, you got to put them in daycare, right? Like, what else are you going to do? And it's so expensive. I feel so bad for parents that have to pay all that money. I want to put this child in daycare. That's how much of a pain in my ass she is right now. And I love her. I love her so much.
I was about to say, don't forget to leave out that you love her.
She looks like me. I love her very much. She's my little baby, and she can be so sweet, but she is something else right now. There you go. I actually thought of something. I don't know if you saw the story, and we'll talk about everything coming up here tonight. I don't know if you saw the story. You were just chugging the Absolute bottle of water, it looked like. So I saw this story like last week. So a mayor in Georgia was indicted for illegally hiding a bottle of gin in a ditch for a work crew of prisoners to find. So this dude, Mayor Benjamin Carey Cranford of Thompson, Georgia, was arrested by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation on Wednesday on charges of furnishing prohibited items to inmates in an attempt to commit a felony. So they were doing, they were, I guess, on like the road crew or whatever they call out there, right, getting trash or whatever. So he hid a bottle of gin in the direct path of a work crew that was coming from the Jefferson County Correctional Institute. I guess he felt bad for him, and he's like, yo, they're in jail, and at least I can do is give them a bottle of gin and have them take a couple swigs.
That's a real dick move, giving them gin. Gin sucks.
Well, that's what I'm saying, dude. Do you know how hot Georgia is this time of year? There may not be a hotter place on the planet than, well, all right, not the planet, but the
here tomorrow country or Wednesday, whatever it is.
Right. And you're leaving a bottle that's probably, of gin. Who the hell wants to take a swig of gin when it's 100 degrees out and they're working? Even if I was incarcerated, I wouldn't want to do that.
If it was vodka, I would do it. Gin, hell no.
I wouldn't do it with vodka, but I definitely wouldn't do it with gin.
You could probably do a couple when it's that hot. You probably do a couple shots and you'll be trashed.
Oh my god! Yeah, but how would you feel?
Yeah, who cares? What if I'm incarcerated and I pass out? What are they going to do? They're going to scoop me up and take me back.
I'd rather not. I'd rather not throw up and feel like shit. It's one thing if you're going to try to sneak it back or something. All right, like if I was in my cell, I would do it.
I would not take the gin and risk getting caught with gin.
Yep,
that's not worth it. Again, vodka, sure, maybe.
Gin, you believe this guy? So he's gonna. I guess he's gonna have to resign. I don't know how many people are in where is it? Thompson, Georgia. Let's see. What do you think? What's your guess there, Delco Steve? Population of Thompson, Georgia. Population.
Do we have any idea where it is on the map?
Let me see. Let me see. It's located in McDuffie County, which is like the upper, it's like to the east in the north, like northeast in the state of Georgia.
I'm going to say 8,000.
6,879. That's a really good guess, though. Even though you went over, you'd lose in the Price is Right. That's a really good guess.
I hate losing in the Price is Right rules.
I know. You're only 1,100.
I'd rather say 1,000. I'd rather say 1 and be way farther off.
All right, let's see. What do you think the demographics are in Oh, there you go. So the racial composition, 65% black, 27% white. There's 6 total Native Americans, 30 Asian.
Wait, like 6 people? Like, it's not 6%. There's 6 people.
6 people. 3 Pacific Islanders. 0.04%.
That's got to be insane that it's so small that you could be like, oh yeah, I'm from Thompson, Georgia, and there's only like 3 of us here.
So now it makes a little bit more sense why the mayor of Thompson was like, what the hell? What does he care? You know what I mean? Blockhead, I will say incorrect. I'm not going back to work at the old adult call company that I worked, but I was the manager of the overnight shift, and I could actually really use another job other than doing this. So they won't rehire me though. I couldn't do it. Incorrect. People don't know I worked for a company that owned adult websites and phone lines. This is going back 20 years.
Are you announcing your piano tour tomorrow morning?
I am not, but someone commented earlier, maybe I can get a second one right now. There you go. Nope. All right. So what else do we have here? Oh, and by the way, with Nick Wright, what was the point? What story did I have? The point of the story. Oh yeah, I paid off the story. It just took me a little bit of time to get there with the gin. Anyway, so Nick Wright came out and said that the Eagles aren't making the playoffs and that's his prediction, blah, 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 blah. And everybody saw all the Eagles websites and Twitters and Instagrams are tweeting it and putting the video out there. And I'll just say it. And I know I'm bringing it up right here. So I guess I'm guilty of it as well.
This guy, is this what we were talking about earlier? This guy's for the Chicago show. Or is that somebody different?
No. So Nick Wright actually went to school with Danny Parkins.
This guy, I can't stand this guy.
So Nick Wright. So listen, Nick Wright just said it. He just says it because he knows that it's going to be a reaction. It's a good opinion. I'm not telling you it's not a good take. He's in the take business. So stop doing his dirty work for him because he didn't believe it or he doesn't even know what he believes. Right. Trust me on this. When you're in that business and you have to have something every day, this is now something every week. If the Eagles lose, ha, 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 ha. If the Eagles are winning, people give him shit. And he's like, no, they're still going to lose. They're still going to use. This is really basic. And you should see right through it and not pay attention.
Oh, yeah. I'm not even talking about it for like the Eagle stuff. Anything I see on his like that pops up on my feed, I'm just like this again. Like that's my.
It's literally like I can see it in slow motion what he's doing, and he's good at it.
I love going to the comments because like the first thing someone's gonna say, like you watch like anything, it's like, all right, someone's gonna say this, and that's the first comment. It's like, all right, cool. Didn't have to go that far to figure that out.
So hold on, YouTube. People are saying the YouTube feed is down. Well, I don't know about that.
I pulled it up when I saw that it was working.
It's good.
Yeah, I pulled it up on my phone.
All right. Well, there you go. Yeah, I mean, Nick Wright's fine. He's very successful. Whatever. Just don't give him free advertising. He doesn't actually believe it. He's just saying it. So whatever. There's that. What are the Phils doing? They were tied when I last looked. I
bottom of the 10th. Turner up. No.
Oh God. Still 2-2? 2-2. 2-2.
Turner, Harper, boom. If you can't win it here.
Yeah, you deserve to lose the game for sure. Maybe I should put it on. I don't even have my my remote to my TV. So yeah, the Phillies kind of got their mojo back over the weekend. Good series win against Kansas City. Bats came alive. Ranger looked good coming back. Taijuan Walker does not look good, and he's going to remain in the rotation. Delco Steve.
My buddy texted me in the middle of that game saying under 16 outs for Taijuan is a guaranteed win every week. And I'm like, why have I not thought of that?
It's true. I didn't think of it either. Yeah, no, you pretty much are losing that game unless your offense is slugging the friggin' ball, right?
Right. Come back or wait till Taijuan gives up the lead and then bet them live.
Yeah, that's actually a smart move.
There's no point in betting before the game.
God, he sucks. That's Pat Gillick made a couple of bad moves when he was GM. Ultimately, he was awesome, just like Dombrowski's awesome. But he made a couple of bad moves, like Jeff Jenkins was a bad move. Adam Eaton was a bad move. This is that. Castellanos has been like, it's not a disaster. There's a reason why they were trying to trade him in the offseason for sure. Hasn't been a total disaster. Taijuan Walker is a disaster, and he's got $36 million left next 2 years.
That's brutal. I mean,
good luck getting rid of that.
Like Castellanos, if he didn't have that slow start to when he came here, he probably wouldn't get as much flack as he has over the years. But he just started off so slow that it was just like, oh, you paid him all this money, and now he can't even do anything.
You could do a hell of a lot less. Like Castellanos is batting .250 with 17 home runs and 67 RBIs. You can do a lot worse than that. He's not making that much.
Correct.
So yeah, so it's not even really. But like obviously, if you in hindsight, you wouldn't have done the deal. Otherwise you wouldn't be trying to trade him.
Right. Well, you also had three guys that were playing like outfield and DH between Schwarber, Casty, and Harper at that point.
Right.
It's a little bit of overkill. And then when Harper gets hurt and can't play the outfield, you have to play those two at DH or in the field with. Oh, there we go. We win.
Bryce won it.
Yep.
Did they intentionally walk Turner, or did they just pitch around him? Because with that base open, it doesn't matter.
Oh, Joel Embiid's there.
Oh,
so as much I paid attention tonight.
Let's see. I'll take a look at the 10th inning. Well, that's a good win. Real good win by the Phillies. Get the first one. Turner walked. Let me see the inside of that. Nah, it was
an actual walk.
He went down. No, it was 3-0. He went 3-2, and so he worked it. It was a good at bat. But all right. Hey man, listen. Good.
Win's a win.
Good win for sure. Good win. This was Phils have not been looking great, man, for sure. So Bryce had a pretty good game, had some walks, had a couple hits.
Fox put up the pre All-Star break stats. They were first in everything. And then the post All-Star break stats, I'm like, oof.
Yep.
Sheesh.
Yeah, a little rough there. Phil 6 games. I don't think they have this one in the win column for your fighting Phils. Remember Scott Graham used to say that?
Yeah.
Put one in the win column for your fighting Phils. Atlanta's up on Minnesota 9-1, rain delay second inning. They're in Minnesota. Thought that place had a dome. Why don't you put a dome if you're in Minnesota?
Did you see the stat or the thing with Toronto and Boston today with the catcher?
Toronto, no.
Jensen. So the Blue Jays and the Red Sox played a game 2.5 months ago or whatever, however many days ago it was at this point. The game got rained out in the second inning when it was tied. So the Jensen was catching for the Blue Jays, got traded to the Red Sox since then. and then played for the Red Sox today.
First time ever. Yes, I did.
First time ever a player played in 2 games. Or
I didn't know it was
game
today.
in 2 teams.
I had heard about it over the weekend where it's like he could, because they had already used their catcher, so they had to use him. It was pretty well known that he was going to have to play.
Yeah, it was like I saw that. I'm like, how is that even possible? Like the trade deadline's passed and they wouldn't take him out and put him on the other thing. And then I started reading. I'm like, oh, I remember them talking about this like forever.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it was a pretty cool fun fact.
Oh,
like those kind of little sports tidbits.
Michael Richmond has a valid question. Who is Tajon?
I don't even
it's the Taiwan. He's trying, Michael Richmond. He's trying Taiwan Walker. You don't need.
I want him. I want him gone. I don't care what his name is.
Get him out of here, for sure. All right. What else do we have here? All right. So that's the Phillies feeling it like.
Tajon Walker probably is better than Taiwan Walker.
Well, yeah, you can call him whatever.
No, I'm saying if there is a Tajon Walker or whatever I said out there, he's probably a better pitcher than Taiwan.
Well, who's Tajon? Because there is a Tajon out there, right?
I have no idea. I could just be. I don't know. I'm delirious.
I kind of am too. All right, so like I still don't know how you feel good about the team. Maybe that. I just got to see better baseball here. I don't know. Good win tonight.
Oh, that's 3 in a row, though.
Yeah, no, I'm not complaining. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not trying to be negative, but
they won a series yesterday.
Yeah, they did. The Royals are a good team. So good win against the Royals. Astros are a good team. Wheeler looked good tonight. Starting pitching. If the starting pitching looks good, they're gonna be fine.
Yeah, they had like the ERA since like the All-Star break was like 22nd or something.
Like that. And they were first heading into the All-Star break. So yeah, like what happened to the Phillies? Yeah, like I don't think their offense has really been consistent all year. They're starting pitching and their bullpens carried them. They really have. So all right. Well, we're too hard on Tajon Walker. Why is that? No, we're not. wait, what does it say? Sucks. You would I mean, Tyler Phillips or whoever the Phillips guy is, I'd put him in there before Walker. But I also understand that because of the salary, maybe they want to try to keep him going. But I just don't know how you think that he's going to turn this around. I mean, he sucks.
I can get paid $38 million to do what he's doing.
Jesus.
I could give up that many runs.
All right. Well, before we get to the Eagles, Michael Richmond wants to know first 4 games on the West Coast to start the season. I was going to lead with it today, but I got hung up with other stuff.
This actually happens quite frequently. Like I think it's like every other year they start off on like a West Coast trip. It's weird. Weird scheduling quirk that happens. We play like Vancouver for the opener like all the time.
Why wouldn't they do division games to start the season?
Well, I have no idea like where, because like I know like the Flyers have like, or like Wells Fargo has like the extended like show periods like with like Disney on Ice and other events.
No, you know what? True.
So they do kind of work like road trips. All
right, when's the start of the season?
Mid-October. So probably like I don't know the exact date, but
so it wouldn't
usually like the 10th to the 14th, something in there.
It wouldn't be Disney on Ice because that would be closer.
No,
but
yeah, that they have like Christmas. They're always like away for 2 weeks.
Let me see. Justin Timberlake, October 11th. No, not a lot going on. They have like Shane Gillis, Maggie Rogers, whoever the hell that is. WWE Raw, yeah.
There you go.
October 21st. Yeah, it's not.
But yeah, so if you're going to play a West Coast team, they're gonna let you bang out a couple games out there instead of sending you back and forth.
Sure. Yeah. You're not going to play one game and then come home.
So like, they're playing Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton, and Seattle all back. But then the home opener is against Vancouver as well. So
yes,
season opener and home opener is against Vancouver.
All right. Well, I'm promising to be flyered up this year, Delco Steve.
I'll believe it when I say it.
Well, they better win games early or I'm out. I'm not going
to. You got to get in the Mishkoff madness, man.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I am so ready to jump on the bandwagon and have all the Flyers diehards mad as hell.
And then when they start sucking, be like, all right, I'm done.
Right. And I'm gonna sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm gonna do it anyway. That's the one great thing about me, Delco Steve. on the radio, I never tried to act like I knew what I was talking about. And I didn't,
you know your strengths.
And I wasn't going to try. And when playoff time came, which didn't happen a lot, but I remember the year they went to the Cup, I just remember who was I working with at the time?
I was 2010.
I was working with Mike. Like, it's so hard not to talk about it because they're in the Stanley Cup. And we did some broadcasts from the Wells Fargo Center. They had like a block party outside. It was really, really cool. But if you're going to do a 4-hour show with hockey, you might as well just take the day off and have somebody else do the show because people are going to tune you out. That's because
especially if you don't know what you're talking about either.
You have to, if you're making it fun and you're just having fun with callers calling in and saying, "Oh, we're going to get them tonight," but you have to have actually something else to talk about because once you start getting the third liners, callers calling in, they're talking about like, "Oh, the checking line," and well, like they need to go to the Phantoms for depth or whatever. I'm fucking out.
Yeah,
I can't. That's boring to me. I'm out.
So. No, I mean it's like I don't know. I could listen to the ins and outs of like transactions and stuff like all the time, but I get what you're saying. If you're just breaking down games over and over again for 4 hours, so no. There's not that much to talk about when it comes to it. You're like you got your couple points, and then that's about what you got.
WWE a bigger draw than the NHL? Well, yeah, for one, but you don't have to have one or the other. You can do both. That's the point. So if they know that, first of all, like it might be the Wells Fargo Center says, "Hey, we have an open date on Monday." I don't know how far out they schedule the WWE events, but if the Flyers are the ones that are getting first dibs and the Sixers are second, they don't normally play on Mondays. If there's an open Monday, that's when they're working with the WWE. Be like, "Hey, we want Raw." So it's not one or the other. You're not saying like, "Hey, screw the Flyers." No, you want both. That's how they make money.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's got to be some kind of algorithm where it's like, all right, these are the dates that we have filled in for our stadium, and then they send that into the league, and the league makes it work from there.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. All right, Turtle Power says that Talking Eagles training camp. I couldn't agree with you more. I honest to God, I pay attention. I don't.
Yeah.
What like seriously? What real storylines were there in training camp to right now? You're pounding the Sirianni and the Hurt stuff, which is like fine. Like that's stuff you can talk about, but I'm not doing position battles. I'm not doing like I don't give a shit. I'm at a point where I'm not on the radio. I don't have to talk. I don't have to act like I care because I don't. And I'm not gonna talk about that stuff.
I mean, I like reading like the day-to-day like blurbs about what happened at camp.
Me too.
But it's camp. It's irrelevant unless someone gets hurt or there was a fight. It's like it's not anything that you need to like dive deep into. It's just like, all right, here's the info, you got it, and then you move on.
I find it boring other than bringing on somebody that's there. Like if I was at WIP, I love having Elliot on to talk about it. And that's a hit. I'm not doing a show trying to do a show on training camp. You can't. We used to go to training camp. I mean, I guess
and you have the players sit down
but like most either they suck or like Fletcher Cox's a major dick, right? Or they're not good. I mean, like for every one guy that's good, 2 are like okay, and the rest suck. Right? Well, maybe not football players like BG. Like BG would just come up into the camper, and he was always great.
Yeah, but BG's just going to talk to you like he's a normal dude. It's like he's not even going to get into like all the ins and outs of stuff. He's just going to start talking.
I don't know. I don't know. You're right. Like I wouldn't even probably talk Eagles until 5-6 minutes into the interview because I'm asking them about whatever and we're just BSing. Yeah. So yeah, like at least it's in person. But man, when you have an Eagle player that doesn't really know how to do interviews or is kind of green under the gills, those interviews can be real bad.
Yeah.
So anyway,
here's a 30-second question, and then it's like, yeah,
dude. I don't know if Devontae's gotten any better, but I did an interview with him where I reloaded the clip a couple times, and we were still only like 4 minutes into the interview, and I'm just like, geez, let's Devontae, man, we're excited. Then you're just trying to see you, So anyway, he's a good dude though. I like him.
Oh, dude, I love when his mic'd up stuff comes out. It's always like it's always just like funny as hell.
He is awesome. I love him. Hey, and by the way, I don't mind players that don't say anything. I love the business. Like I'm not saying shit. I don't have a lot of things. So that's totally fine with that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Don't be something you're not. That's my thing.
No, exactly. Yeah, no, he's authentic. That's for sure. With that being said, and being that I didn't pay, I still watch the preseason games for the most part. Kenny Pickett sucks. Honestly, Tanner McKee didn't impress me all that much.
Kenny Pickett is terrible.
Yeah, he sucks. Yeah, like here's what I'll say. We'll see. They're still a very talented team. I'm excited for Kellen Moore. As Zach says, totally agree with you, Zach. I'm excited to see the offense. I am. I think the Eagles are going to be good this year.
I am a little bummed that we didn't get to see any of the big guys play like a series or two. I just wanted a taste.
Yeah, you want the TO touchdown moment, right? You want something.
Dude, a little fix, and I would have been fine.
The bad taste in the mouth is still there from last year, and that maybe that would help it. But I'm feeling pretty good about the team this year. Of course, there's worries with Sirianni and Jalen. It seems like Jalen is playing nice now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he got the hint from the organization. I'm sure someone talked to him. So let's hope they play nice. Let's hope the defensive coordinators are good. And more importantly, let's hope that this defense is good enough. So I think the offense is going to score some points. It's a matter of how many sacks, if the secondary can hold up. So is James Bradbury, this is my one question. Does James Bradbury make the team? This is the one guy that everybody kind of differs, whether the writers differ, whether or not they think he makes the 53.
I don't see how he does. I really don't. He got torched in that Patriots game like 2 or 3 times, and it's just like, dude, they're not like, I know our starters, all of our starters aren't out there, but like, come on, like, they're bad. It's like, and I mean, I like Drake May. I think this quarterback class is actually gonna be really good, but I do like Drake May, and I know he's got some athletic ability.
He's got tools, man.
Yeah. Well, my thought process just is like, you're a corner / safety. You should have some athletic ability too. Drake May literally made him look like a little kid, like diving at his ankles. Like, come on, dude. Like,
yeah,
it wasn't that good of a juke that you were like, oh no. See it.
Most writers don't have him on the roster, but it feels like that. Like I can say this, that when you see something from a number of people, a number of the writers, they're not putting it on the record, but it's an informed opinion. Howard Eskin does this a lot. He has information. He doesn't say I have information. He gives an opinion. And then when he's right, it's like, he must have known something. So it is it's kind of sneaky when you see that. I don't know if that's known about Bradbury, because honestly, I don't know if the Eagles really know, or because it's complicated with the cap and things like that. But
well, they moved him to safety. Obviously, we know that. It's like, well, if he's not making the team, so you pretty much already told us he's not making the team as a corner.
He's not.
If you move them to safety, and then if he's shown in the preseason that he can't play safety, how does he make the team?
I guess it's insurance as a backup corner. Because I mean, honestly, if you get injuries, you're going to want him to come back and whatever. Even if
but is he going to be happy? Is he going to be happy not playing, sitting on the bench? Like, I don't know. Like, he's definitely making a big number this year still. So if he's active and not playing, it's not going to really hurt his wallet any.
Well, he should be happy to be making all that freaking money. But to your point, it's legit. I don't know the inner workings of Bradbury in the locker room. From everything I've always heard, he seems like a pretty, stand-up dude, doesn't make a lot of waves or anything like that. He's definitely not Darius Slay. That's for sure.
Yeah, you couldn't do this to Slay.
No. Starting returners, Covey, right? Covey, and who's the kick returner going to be? Do we even know?
Yeah, Don is. Sorry if I get the name wrong, because I'm not positive what it is. The rookie from A&M, Smith. He's apparently going to IR today or tomorrow. Yeah,
because they were trying to
phantom injury.
Yeah, there's going to be a couple. There's going to be a couple of them for sure, or at least maybe that's the one this year. Yeah, it's a good way to stash them. Yeah, Nolan Smith. I'm not going to call him a bust yet. Man, he's got bust potential written all over him, man. He really, really does.
He looks small. He's like, I know he is small for that position, but he looks even like way undersized for that position.
He looks undersized. He does. It's noticeable how. And the thing about it is, he's not getting to the quarterback. He's not coming close.
Yeah, like in college when he was undersized, but he was faster than everybody. So he was able to make him get around the corner more.
Well, it seems like he has one move, right?
Yeah.
It's not hard to defend against Nolan Smith. It's one move. He's trying to get around the corner with his speed.
Yep.
He'll chuck him in a second. He's 240 pounds or whatever. So I don't know. I agree.
And we were going to draft. That was the same year as Jalen, right, Carter?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
So,
of course.
So they were going to draft him if Jalen Carter was gone.
There was one of the rumors.
10. I'm like, oh my god, that's one of those Howie draft picks.
It's one of
dude, like
it is.
Like I didn't say anything about that one because what was that? It was 30 or
it was good value at that point. He was talking about being a top 15 pick. Yeah,
right. It's fine. Take him. But when you're trying to be the smartest guy in the room with the pick, taking him early, that's when it's a problem.
Hey, Jeffrey, I got a great idea. Let's just draft all Georgia defensive players, and that's how we can turn our defense around.
Not working out great. I'm going to be honest with you. Kobe Dean can't play. Nolan Smith looks like a freaking bust. Jordan Davis is fine. He's a nose tackle. You're going to pay him $25 million a year as a freaking nose tackle. You know, and Jalen Carter's going to be good. You're going to give him an extension. He also could be a major pain in the ass. That's what happened in Georgia. You see some of the videos from him in the offseason on Instagram and shit.
From this offseason? No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, and he's already got, he's spreading paper everywhere. All right.
Okay.
And he's already has the stuff from before.
Yeah,
with the driving. Yeah. So,
yep.
So you worry about that. But as the 2-minute warning says, and I love this, Delco Steve. Last year. This is the new year. Move on. You're not allowed to think about last year at all. Everything is wash, boom, no thinking of last year. It's a new year, Delco Steve.
I would love if the world worked that way.
But it's human nature to still.
If you come out against you go to the Brazil game Friday night next week, and they go 3 and out, what's the first thing everyone's going to be thinking?
Fuck.
Yep.
If the offense struggles, no, I mean, I'm sorry. The Eagles had, and I honestly believe this. It was the biggest collapse. Well, certainly in modern Philadelphia sports history, it's the biggest collapse in Philadelphia sports history. They went from being the Super Bowl favorite at 10-1 to getting smoked by the Buccaneers in the wild card round of the playoffs.
Everything was clicking at the point. Jalen Carter was Defensive Rookie of the Year lead.
Oh my god!
Jalen Hurts was MVP lead. You know, AJ Brown was in the middle of his offensive Player of the Year candidacy at that point. Like everything was, they were the favorites for everything, and they just see ya. We suck.
Yep, pretty much. So sorry, I can't totally just focus on this year. I do have memories of last year.
When you have all the major pieces pretty much back, like obviously the coordinators aren't back, but all the players involved are back. And then you lost a Hall of Fame center and probably the best leader on the team.
Yeah. All right. So after the first quarter, if the Packers are up like 10-0 and the Eagles haven't moved the ball, Shane's exactly right. People are going to go nuts. It's also what makes being an Eagle fan fun is that is definitely there. We are ready to pounce on it being a total shit show.
And I totally didn't even realize the game was on freaking Peacock.
Yeah, isn't that awesome? But they'll have it locally.
Okay, there we go. I thought it was on Prime. That's why I wasn't even worried about it. And then
whenever they have one of the national TV games, they always make sure on cable or on Amazon, they always make sure the Channel 6 or one of the stations has it, so you don't have to deal with it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because that'd be.
I haven't had to live that life, so just because I usually watch it on whatever it's on.
I didn't buy Peacock last year. I didn't pay.
What game was on Peacock last year?
I think one of the playoff games. No.
Oh,
the Chiefs game.
Did I?
I'm pretty sure that it was.
That's right. There was a playoff game on Peacock.
And I didn't buy it because I didn't realize. I knew people were bitching about it, but I thought they were just bitching about it because it was on Peacock. Like people bitch about Amazon Prime. And then I was like, so you have to buy it. That's why people are so mad. I kind of missed it.
I think I went somewhere for that. I think I just went out.
That's what I would do because I don't need Peacock. I don't need to pay for Peacock.
I don't know. Love Island's back on Peacock right now. Love Island's a banger.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people talking about that. Love Island. You seem like you'd like that, you idiot.
Oh, dude, I am all for the trash TV.
I know you
Like, just sign me up. It's so funny.
It was a British show originally, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never got into the other ones. I just watched the USA one, or it used to be on USA, but then they moved it all to Peacock, which is just trash.
I get Peacock with my cable as well, but I think you have to pay extra. No. I don't like because I have Peacock, but I think I just have the regular Peacock. I don't know.
I have streams. I have Fubo. I don't know.
I'm ready.
I don't know how the cable life works.
I'm ready to get rid of the cable.
Dude, my shit isn't any cheaper.
No.
Because I pay for Verizon for the internet, and
so you do all this work. You do all this work, and it doesn't end up being worth it.
It's like well, when I started 5 years ago, Fubo was like $55. And then like when football season came around and I had to add Red Zone, it was $65. Fine. Don't care. Now it's $95. And when I get to football season, it's $110. So right. I'm paying $225, $230 for the internet and the stream anyway. And I don't know, what's Comcast now?
Oh, dude, I think I'm paying
Verizon, whatever it is.
I think all told, I'm paying like close to $300 or like $260.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just below you at that point, and I don't have TNT, TBS, like I don't have the Turner networks, except for CBS. I get that.
I don't even. God, I wish I could find. I don't even really watch TV other than sports, but it's like you said. I knew that if I ever got rid of it, then it would be like, oh, well, like I can't get TNT with this. It's like when I switched to Fios one time because Comcast wouldn't offer me the same deal. So I'm like, I'm going to leave. And they're like, they're literally like, see ya. I'm like, oh, okay. So I went to Fios.
They called your bluff.
They did. I couldn't believe it. I never heard anybody say it. Everybody's like, just tell them you're leaving and you want the same deal. And they say yes. They literally, by the way, the girl was stupid. I don't remember if it was a girl. It was stupid. They should have just said, sure. Would they care? Making a ton of money. Yeah. But Fios, Fios sucked. I did not like Fios. So I ended up I wasn't getting all the channels that I got on Comcast. I wasn't happy. The DVR sucked. They didn't have on demand. So I ended up going back to Comcast like a year later. So anyway.
For twice the price. No, I'm kidding.
Right. Well, I mean, like pretty much Fios saved you a little bit of money, but all right. So I want to end with this. It was back to school day. Everybody went back to school today, right? You saw on Instagram, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and half my gym is women teachers. So everybody's like, either they're in I'm here at 5 o'clock in the morning before I went to school, or they're showing up afterwards and they're like, F them kids.
Yep. Yep. Everybody's back. Yeah. So, of course, check out my Instagram if you want to see. I put a couple pictures of my kids up on Instagram. It's 3rd grade, 2nd grade. My little girl is going to be going to nursery school, but that doesn't start till next week. Yeah.
Are you counting your blessings?
No. It's only 2 days until it's like 2.5 hours, but it'll help. She needs something to do.
So what happens when she knocks out another little girl and gives her a black eye, like she's giving you a black eye?
Well, listen, it is I don't worry about that because with her cousins, she doesn't do that. So,
that's good.
One of her cousins actually hits her, and that's where I think she maybe picked it up from. But yeah, like that's my biggest nightmare is she's a bad kid. I was actually thinking about it tonight because both of my kids are good. Like I never have to worry about the teacher saying anything to them. They're both good kids. And like, I don't need a child with a behavior problem, especially when it's like, you're not allowed to correct them.
Where you're lost, no power to do anything.
It's like you can. And I'm like Googling it. And there's like a book that it's like, you're supposed to be like, well, why are you feeling this way? Why are you hitting me? Why are you refusing to go to sleep? Why are you getting out of your bed and saying, I'm not going to bed? Why are you doing all these things? Why you refuse to let your father take you to the bathroom or brush your teeth or do anything? Tonight, she took the toothbrush, so she won't eat dinner. And then
what was dinner?
Oh, like 5 things, and then she wouldn't eat it. What did they have? I don't even know what they had for dinner. Oh, it was like she wanted a grilled cheese, then she didn't want the grilled cheese. Then she just wanted like Triscuits and cheese or whatever. And then like she ate a little bit of that. Then we made brownies, and then she like spit the brownie out on the counter on purpose to be mean.
Oh, Jesus.
So then like we already brushed teeth, and it's like it's 7 o'clock. I'm like, you better eat right now. You haven't eaten. And my wife's actually saying it. She's like, we're not coming down at 8 o'clock. I'm like, yeah, sure, we're not. So we're trying to put her in bed. She's like, I'm hungry. She's like, I'm hungry. So now I'm downstairs, and I'm like, let's just take her downstairs to get food. Like, she's not going to stop doing this. She is hungry. She hasn't eaten. So take her downstairs, and like she eats something, but she's like spilling it on purpose. She's just being a real pain in my ass. So like now I pick her up to take her upstairs to brush her teeth again before bed. She takes the toothbrush and launches it across the bathroom. Without a towel, it's a bathroom. It's like launches it across the bathroom. Like, what are you doing? Then she starts swinging at me. I'm like, oh my God. Mommy! Mommy! And it's like, oh my God. So this is when I texted you. I'm like, bro, I don't know if I'm going to be on at 9 o'clock at this rate. Total maniac on my hands.
They were doing on Elvis Duran this morning. They were doing weird ways your parents punished you. Obviously, different back in the day, but the one was the mom would pour hot sauce in Dawn dish soap and make you drink it.
I got my mouth washed out with soap by my mom.
She called it fresh juice.
Me with the hot sauce. Yeah, I said a bad word when I was little. My mom washed the saying, wash your mouth out with soap. Well, she did it.
Yeah, it's a miracle I made it through my life without having that happen.
Well, like my parents never touched me once, but I had friends, and I know people that used to get beat with hangers by their parents, or like the wooden spoon,
the switch.
Yeah,
Adrian Peterson style.
I had 3 friends that were boys, and they were like stacked. They were like year apart. Good dudes, but like, kids are bad. So you put 3 kids that age, and their mom used to just like, they wouldn't listen. And mom would just be like, chase them around with a wire hanger. Oh shit, this doesn't happen in my house.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah, my grandfather told my mom she should have beat me a time or two. Thank God she didn't listen.
Mom got me to smoke.
That was on the show. That was on the show this morning too.
I was 4. Oh, there you go. So what happened to Andy Summers' show? You're not listening to that? You're listening to Elvis Duran?
It was on the commercial.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Flipping over to the queue.
Yep. Yeah, just going through the dials.
Andy Summers got syndicated to Boston and in Las Vegas.
Ah, nice.
Well, nice for her, not nice for all the people that they got rid of. So Boston radio's in such a bad place. So WXCU is owned by Beasley. Beasley owns MMR, Fanatic, Ben.
I see what's going now.
So Beasley's in real trouble. So they got rid of their rock station in Boston. They're making a Bloomberg FM news station, which is just syndicated program. That's their rock station. They turned their country station into Nothing Live. They're taking the show from Philly, Andy Summers. They're putting it in Boston and Las Vegas. Their station's up there. They essentially everything but their sports station, which is the most successful sports station in the country. They pretty much got rid of everybody else.
Ow.
So when you go into their offices, unless you're looking at the sports hub, there's nobody in any of their studios. It was like this when we went to Phoenix. When we were broadcasting from Phoenix at the Odyssey stations out there in Arizona, there was nobody there. There's literally it's an empty. They sold the building, which makes sense because there literally was nobody. The sports station was it. There was nobody in the building.
Yeah, you could set up something smaller at that point.
And they did. Well, they also sold off some of they sold a station or two. But they got rid of the building because you could be. You'd be in all they don't have any live and local DJs. What do you need studios for? You don't. It's unbelievable. All right.
Sad state of affairs.
That's it. Oh, so Vince enjoys the Elvis Duran phone app. Oh, phone tap.
Phone tap.
The fake phone tap that they do. That's all fake, Vince. Just so you know. Almost always fake. There's people out there that do like fake calls and stuff. They're professional callers or professional phone tappers or whatever. So
yeah, I liked it was like WWE for me. Like I like to pretend that it's real. or like
Maybe it is
people, like,
sometimes.
that's real. But I always assumed it was a sham.
Do you remember the show Operation Repo?
No.
It was on one of the stations, and I'm so dumb thinking back on it. I thought it was cops for repo people, which, and then there was one episode, and I was like, hold on, this ain't real. And I Googled it, and I'm like, oh, this definitely isn't real. But it was like
the glass shattering moment when you realize you've been duped.
Yeah, some guy was dancing like Michael Jackson or something when they were trying to repo his car, and I'm like, hold on, this looks fake. It was like, yeah, and it was. But think about it. How good would that be if there's actually a show in Las Vegas, I think that is real, where these guys are repoing cars and shit gets crazy.
I mean, I can only imagine where people like you show up and your car's getting booted. There's got to be 100 of those stories.
Well, and that's why the parking wars that they had, and they wisely Philadelphia stopped doing it because it made them look horrible. Friggin' parking authority.
Yeah. Dude, what's it? The PPA or whatever?
The PPA. I had a major stare down with the PPA recently. I won.
They got me once with so I used to have a 98 Cherokee that I used for work, and I would drive it down to the city, like when I would go meet my cousin for happy hours instead of driving my car down. Like,
right,
whatever happens to that, I don't care. And we're out, and I'm like, oh, I gotta re-up the meter. I'm doing it for my phone. Get back, there's a ticket on my car. I'm like, what the? They freaking got me for my inspection, which I didn't even realize was up at the time.
PPA can get, or was it no? The PPA gets you for inspection. Wow.
They were literally walking when they're walking and checking, they got me for that. I'm just like,
lucky they didn't get you when they were driving. They would have towed your car. Legit. I was driving. I didn't realize my license was suspended. It was suspended. There was like a ticket from
your driver's license was suspended.
Dude, I got a ticket from 3 years before. And it was during one of the eras of my life where I know, like, I wouldn't not pay a ticket, but I also wasn't checking my bank statement. It's not like online bank statements right now. I didn't have a balanced checkbook.
Right.
That's for sure. So I don't know what happened. And I was actually driving. It was a girlfriend at the time that she was from Michigan and she lived in Northern Virginia. And she went home to Michigan it was Easter weekend. So she went home for Easter weekend to be with her family. And she was flying back in Monday morning. And then she was like driving down to go to work. And she's like, well, just like, I was living in West Philly at the time. She's like, all right, well, just like, you can drive my car. I actually didn't have a car. They drive my car. And I rolled a stop sign on like 42nd at Fairmount. And I get pulled over. And like, he's back there in the car, like forever. Like, what is going on? Like, just give me my ticket so I can leave. And I see the tow truck come up behind him. And I'm like, what? They did. They towed my car. They towed the car and they jammed that thing. And she had a really nice car too. They yanked that thing up on the tow truck. I had to call her and explain that I was the dick that got her car impounded, and she had to come back into town. She missed the day of work on.
So
on
you
Monday.
had a ticket previously
I didn't have a driver's license.
Right.
So me driving her car, not having a driver's license, meant her car was getting towed.
That's insane. Like, just leave the car and arrest you.
It took the entire day on Monday going from one place to another. It was like when you watch Parking Wars. Everybody's an idiot. Everybody takes forever. The people that are in there that are trying to get their cars out are poor and don't have the money to do it. And I had to like appear in front of a fucking judge and all this. Like it was a nightmare to deal with. So I feel for anybody that had to deal with it. But recently, so check this out, and then we'll go. I gotta get out of here. But so I parked on
get your good night's sleep for your big announcement tomorrow morning.
I don't know if I'm ready to go to bed right now. But the studios of WIP 24th and Market. So I used to park. I would park at meters because you can find 4-hour parking, so you can park for 4 hours. Excuse me, and then you can re-up on the app for 4 hours. Sometimes they're hard to come by, but for the most part, you can get the parking. Sometimes you have to deal with 2-hour parking. But if you got 4-hour parking, then I was good for the day. So otherwise, you're paying, like $15 a day, $20 a day for parking. So with the meter, you could pay like $8 a day, something like that. It was worth the savings. So I would park on the stretch of Chestnut between like before you got to 23rd Street. So you go over the bridge. It's like the last thing for 30th Street. So I would park there. I would say for the most part every day that I parked down there. Never got a ticket. Never had a problem. I came out one day and I had a tow sign put on the back window, and I got a ticket for parking in media only area. So they had put up for KYW because they have real reporters that are like leaving to go cover stories. So they put a media, not for like us at WIP, but like what they have at City Hall for the court or whatever.
Right.
They put up you had to have a media placard, which is however you get. Now they put it up without any signs. So think about it. I'm parking in pretty much in these same spots every single day. I walk over to the machine. I put my license plate in. I pay the money and I go. I'm not looking up to see what new sign is saying no parking between this arrow and this arrow. And I park between the arrows.
Right.
No warning, no notice, no anything. So I was pissed. If they would have towed my car, I probably would have been in handcuffs. I would have been so pissed.
Yep.
So
right.
I fought these guys over and over and over. So I finally they denied it. I had to send an appeal in, and you have to do it via registered mail. I sent it in, and I'm waiting, and I'm calling. Still no decision. I'm waiting. I'm calling. Still no decision. I'm waiting. I'm calling. Finally, I get some notice in the mail that I'm subject to being towed because I didn't pay the ticket or whatever. So now I'm calling and I'm being like, hang on.
It's an appeal.
So they're like, well, we didn't receive your appeal. And I'm like, for 6 months, you're telling me that we're waiting on the appeal. You're waiting on the appeal. They're like, well, you didn't send in the appeal. I'm like, well, I have registered. I have a signature on it. We're like, well, we don't have it. I'm like, but I have it. Like, well, we don't know where it is. I'm like, but you have a signature.
I'd be in jail.
So send it again. I'm like, send what again? This was like 6 months ago I did this. You want me to send another appeal? Like, no. And then I was going crazy on the air about it and whatever. They still wouldn't relent. Finally, after I should have just paid the $151. Dude, the amount of time and energy,
the amount of frustration
was thousands.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. But at this point, you're you're digging your heels in. You can't back down at that point.
Over my dead body. So
you paid it right off the bat, yeah, 100% worth it. But you're already that far in. It's like, no, I'm winning.
No, but it was a no stop. It wasn't just a standard. It was a $151 ticket. And it was like pretty easy. Like, hey, I park here every day. Go look at the records. You can see I've never had a ticket. You put these signs up. So now, I actually went to this building. I went to this room in building like City Hall. Or was it in Comcast building? I don't remember. But I'm like, I want to know in writing what the standard procedure is for when you put up new signs. Like, are you supposed to put signs? Like, how much notice is given? There is no rule. There's no rule. It's the freaking wild, wild west. I had somebody on the phone tell me, well, normally they'll write warning for a week, but that's up to each PPA person. I'm like, oh, so it's word of mouth or whatever the fuck they want to do is your protocol.
And how about if you're typing, like you're saying, you have to go type in your license plate at the kiosk or whatever, or if you're doing it on the app, whatever. How about it pops up as your license plate isn't registered for this spot, like this area. Like if they have the code numbers on it. If that code area is now
it's not. It's in the same code. You just can't park there. But unless you know that they just installed the freaking sign.
Well, those ones should have a different coded area, is what I'm getting at. That would make it easy.
No, you're right. You should. No, they should. They should. It's common sense. You don't have to kill it. You don't have to rip everybody off. God, man. Kills me.
Common sense is not too common, as they always say.
Yeah, I was literally going to places in the city demanding in writing what the protocol was, and they're like, we don't have one. And you can't get a judge. There's no judge. You can't go in front of a judge. That was killed with COVID. So there's literally nothing you can do about it. So I started, I went nuts. I got as high as I could in the PPA. And then I started talking about the corruption in the PPA and started tweeting out tweeting out all these different articles about how all this money is going all and they were like these people were getting all this like vacation time or whatever, and we're cashing it in. PPA corruption. And that's when they're like, listen, we're going to take care of it. I'm like, all right. They've been siphoning the corrupt government institution. I'm reading from a couple different things here. Anyway,
They're going to be sending you a check to stop talking about it again.
Never. Tomorrow, that's what my announcement. I'm going to tear down the PPA. But there you go. All right. Well, Delco Steve, we'll be back on Thursday this week. I hope.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed we'll be back on Thursday. Everybody, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Tune in. If not, it'll be all over my social media. So big announcement coming tomorrow about 10:30. There it is. Delco Steve. So it is, let me see. All right. Let me see. Look at the date here. Today's August 26th, 2024. I would say Delco Steve by 2020, beginning of 2027, has a child. That's my prediction.
Why are we predicting that?
I was thinking about it earlier. So I forgot to talk about this part, but my buddy Rick that watches the show, he's like, you mentioned Delco Steve put pictures up of his lady. And I'm like, yeah. So then I went to your Instagram. I'm like, yeah, here he is. I'm like, oh, dude, pictures with parents in Italy. Like, oh, lock it up.
I got one more post left. Or no, I got two left, I think.
I saw the ones today. It's awesome.
I had to do a dude. Instagram's pissing me off because everyone's getting like the 20 pictures things now.
20
I'm like,
picture, yeah.
I'm stuck at 10.
You gotta update your app.
I can't. There's nothing to update. Like,
really?
I'm updated. It's bullshit.
I just saw.
I don't need 20. I don't need 20, but I need a little bit more than 10.
20 seems like a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, like no one cares about 20, but if I could get like 12, like that would have been fine. Because we did the whole cooking class thing, and there's like a billion pictures from that. So, and it's like all the food. So I wasn't gonna just be like, oh yeah, we did a cooking class, and then you didn't get to see the food. Like, what's the point of that?
All right, man. Well, listen, tell me where you're registered, and I'll get you guys something nice for the baby. All right.
Thanks.
All right. Get out of here, everybody. See ya.
See ya.
Talk to you tomorrow.